Welcome into our live Deutsche Bank Championship preview show. I'm Taryn Schaefer here with Craig Perks, and this is exciting because we are doing this on Facebook Live, and of course you can go back and watch it on PGATour.com later. So Craig, we're already into the second leg here in the playoffs. Some exciting stuff so far.
Well, there's no question about it. It was a lot of excitement to your point at the Barclays, and good to see Patrick Reed win up there at Bethpage back. But really, as you get into these playoffs, it's sort of survive and advance. Getting top 70 is really important as you head. We're going to Boston. There's 100 players in that field, but 70 players will advance to the BMW Championship. And then ultimately the optimum position is to get into the top 5 at the Tour Championship, so you have a chance to control your own destiny. This is what it's all about, to be honest with you. The FedEx Cup is growing in prestige. It's all about making the cut, getting to the next week, getting to all the way to the East Lake at the Tour Championships. And to be honest with you, we're now starting to get some history behind it being the 10th year.
Yes, we are. And we want to encourage all of you to submit your questions here on Facebook as we continue out through this preview show. Let's start off with the course, TPC Boston. It is originally an Arnold Palmer design, redesigned by Gil Hans, par 71. What do you like about it, Craig?
Well, I like the variety. You know, it became a PGA Tour event 2003. That was where Adam Scott won his first event. I played there that year, and I like there's some challenging par 4s, there's risk reward in the par 5s, there's a lot of danger lurking on the par 5s. Gil Hans and Brad Faxon came in and made some modifications based on some of the players' comments, and I really think now the players cherish going up there. It's a beautiful time of year to play, and as I mentioned, it's all about the FedEx Cup.
And we already have our very first Facebook question. This one coming from Sean Hernandez. He wants to know, Craig, what is the most exciting hole at TPC Boston?
Well, Taryn and Sean, I'm going with 18. It's a 530-yard par 5. And you think of a couple of years ago with Billy Horschel had a chance to win that golf tournament, hit it in the hazard, made a 6. You've got to turn it from left to right. Really imperative to get it in the fairway. This bunker down the right-hand side, we see there 290 yards. You have to avoid that. And then it's all about the second shot. You've got to carry it over the hazard. They've dramatically changed this green. They've made it a lot narrower. There's a huge fall off on the left. So really, as you're coming down the stretch, think of even on Friday trying to make the cut, or certainly on Sunday trying to win the golf tournament. Get it in play. It might be a 4 or 5 or a 6 iron into that green. You can make a 3. You can make a 7.
This could certainly be an exciting finish for us, an exciting Labor Day finish on Monday too. And we also have our second viewer question here. Some people, this is a fantasy pick question for you here. Some people want to know, Amy Myers specifically, who should they pick between Sergio and Phil this week?
Well, Sergio didn't play last week, so I'm going to go with the guy that I'm going with Phil Mickelson. How about that? He won there in 2007. That was the first year of the FedEx Cup. He's had a couple of other top 10s. Listen, he's to an age now. He hasn't won since 2013. That was the Open Championship. And I believe he is so motivated. He's playing so well. And, he's on the Ryder Cup team. You can sort of exhale on that. But really, to complete the season for Phil Mickelson, he needs a victory. And having won here, got good, fond memories, he may be the guy.
So you're going to go with Phil Mickelson over Sergio. But I want to know who you're going to take overall. Who's going to be your pick this week?
Well, I'm going to go Jason Day.
All right.
I think Jason Day talked about his legacy, and he's already won a major championship. He's won 11 times on the PGA Tour. He talked about the prestige of the FedEx Cup. So you add that to the resume. Played beautifully last week. The putting was incredible. What did he make? A 75-footer or something?
Yes.
So he I think now he's got, you sort of want to get that one event behind you. And now I think Jason's going to a golf course. TPC Boston's over 7,200 yards. Jason has a lot of length, and I think this really suits his game because there are some severities in the greens.
Well, I'm going to go with a guy who also finished T4 at the Barclays and is also Australian. I'm liking Adam Scott. He looked so much better last week. He, was doing well off the tee. His approach shots were fantastic. His putting still is a little shaky, but he did putt really well on Saturday, I have to admit.
First, what was he last week? First in strokes gained tee to green, but the putting...
Was.
The putting is still abysmal.
Yeah.
And I think to win golf tournaments, although he has won twice on the PGA Tour this year, you have to make those pressure-packed putts, and Adam hasn't shown that of late.
All right, now let's talk about who's going to win the whole shebang here. The whole thing, the FedEx Cup. Who are you picking to win it all the way in East Lake?
Wow. Well, Can I just stay with Jason Day?
Sure.
I think that he wins this week. He plays well at Crooked Stick next week, and then he goes to East Lake and wins. I just think these guys, and I was looking at the power rankings. Rob Bolton does them on PGATour.com. You can just go down the list from Patrick Reed and then to Jason Day and to Adam Scott and to Phil Mickelson and Dustin Johnson. Let's not forget our defending FedEx Cup champion Jordan Spieth, obviously motivated to repeat.
And unfortunately, Jason Day, he got bumped down to second in the FedEx Cup standings, as you can see there. Patrick Reed taking over that top spot. I've also been picking Jason Day all year to win the whole thing, so I agree with you. But we have some people asking about Henrik Stenson on Facebook. You know, he WD'd last week, but seems like he's going to play this week.
Yeah, the thing that concerns me are injuries. So this game is so difficult to play when you're 100% healthy. I heard there was a mild tear in his knee. So, obviously he has the game. He's played very well at TPC Boston. He can hit that 3-wood around the golf course, but can he walk 72 holes without feeling the discomfort and potentially even having to withdraw again?
And, the Ryder Cup is also a big thing on his radar. So what he decides to do here would be very interesting as a former FedEx Cup winner himself. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us on our very first Facebook Live preview show. This one on the Deutsche Bank Championship. We will catch you next time. And of course, you can watch it on PGATour.com. I'm Taryn Schaefer here with Craig Perks.